Hi, I'm John Barber, Editor-in-Chief at IDW Publishing, and welcome back to Barber Shop. It's been a few weeks. I mean that in the sense that I've been off the air for a few, and yeesh, those few weeks have seemed like years. But we're back, it's 2021, and I'm excited about what IDW has coming for you this year. Some of you will remember when IDW's wheelhouse was really horror comics, with stuff like Lock and Key, Sea of Sorrows, and the upcoming Chain to the Grave. We still have more than 1 foot firmly planted in Tales of Terror. We've got a good one out this week, the paperback collection of one of our darkest and most brutal horror stories, Mountainhead. John Lees, writer of Sink, and Then Emily Was Gone, and Hotel, teams with artist Ryan Lee, no relation, who's maybe best known for a ton of covers at Valiant Comics, plus art on Archer and Armstrong, Rick and Morty Deathstalkers, and Inhuman over at Marvel. They're joined by Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles letterer extraordinaire Sean Lee, who is related to Ryan, who letters and designs the book, and Doug Garbach, providing the emotional and disturbing colors. This series focuses on 13-year-old Abraham Stubbs, whose father, Noah, is a professional burglar. And Noah's trained young Abraham his whole life to be his breaking and entering accomplice. If that wasn't bad enough, Noah's become unhinged over the years, paranoid, believing in wild conspiracies and persecution fantasies, indoctrinating his son into his disturbed mindset. Then, when Abraham and Noah are caught during a break-in, Abraham learns the truth. His name isn't Abraham Stubbs. He's really James Stensgaard, and Noah abducted him 10 years ago. Now James, is returned home to a family he doesn't remember who live in a small town in the Canadian Rockies. No sooner does James meet his new old family than a man emerges from the mountains naked, bloody, and alone, saying a giant ripped his team of climbers to shreds. That brings us to the Mountainhead of the title. That's a name for the psychosis brought on by isolation, by being alone in the snow-swept Rockies. As one character memorably puts it, a mind cut off from reality can be capable of things beyond comprehension. James, feeling out of place, alone, trying to sort through the paranoid fantasies that have infected his brain, while still steering through a world that doesn't always have his best interests at heart, teams with his adopted sister Nancy to get to the truth of what happened up on the mountain before whatever it is comes down the mountain. Mountainhead was released in comic book form throughout last year, so this wasn't written about this moment of history, but, and I've said this before over the months I've been recording these videos, it resonates with the times. I think that's because there's something real behind the horror of John Lee's story, a real meaning, not just shocking violence. But hey, if that's what you like, Mountainhead does not shy away. And the most disturbing parts happen right out in the snow-bright slopes of the Rocky Mountains. And with its young protagonists, Mountainhead feels kind of like a darker, more gory Stranger Things. I mean, not to be reductive about it. It's compelling and disturbing, made more so by Ryan Lee's breathtaking layouts that capture the emotional beats and the shocking violence. His art comes together, and I hope he doesn't mind me saying this, like a wonderfully gruesome mixture of Rick Geary and Scotty Young, at least to my eye. Doug Garbach's colors enhance the feeling of isolation, the beauty of the Canadian Rockies, but also the horror waiting to bubble over. And Sean Lee's lettering is clearly a labor of love, evocative and clear. So visit the IDW website or your local comic book store or bookseller and check out Mountainhead, available now. And as always, let's use this time to connect and keep the IDW community active. That's all for this week. Remember, you can keep up with IDW on social media and check back here every week for news and updates. Thanks for watching.